What is up, guys? My name is Harry Rice and welcome back to the channel. Today's a brand new video in 25 Days of Harry. Today is going to be not necessarily a follow-up to last video, but it is hockey related. So it's related in the topic, just not the exact specifications of the topic today. If you could read the title, I'm going to be ranking every current NHL team that is in the NHL. I'm going to be ranking them from my least favorite to my favorite. So, I think this is gonna be pretty fun. I think it should be pretty fun. I think most people are going to quite like the topic. Gonna be some controversial opinions in here. I guarantee it. But we're gonna get right into it with number 32, the San Jose Sharks. There's a reason I have them as my least favorite team. I'm just loading it up right here because I actually have everything on a little note just to be 100% sure. So number 32, the San Jose Sharks. The Vegas screw job is the main reason why they're on here, and they have Evander Kane. Their fans are very annoying as well. I don't like a lot of the Sharks fans that I've met. A lot of them are just very delusional that they think the Sharks are going to be good. So yeah, the Sharks, worst team in the league. Number 31, the Nashville Predators, and they were actually down 3 spots this year. I actually calculated all of this. I went back and looked at last year's list, and I was able to get where every team was, and I put how far up or down they've climbed. You're going to see a big fall and a big rise. So, number 31, the Nashville Predators. They have the worst fans in the league, and they have a massively overrated defense. They're not going to be good anytime soon. They're never going to win a Stanley Cup. Yeah, I don't like failures of franchises. Speaking of failures of franchises, the Edmonton Oilers, number 30, they're down 19 spots from last year. They're very likely the worst team in at least the Canadian division, as well as probably in the entire league. Poor Leon Draisaitl likely ends up wasting his whole career in Edmonton, and Connor McDavid is the most overrated player in the NHL. Evan Bouchard is going to be a bust. The Oilers are not good at all, and they got humiliated by the Blackhawks. So, yeah. Number 29, the Tampa Bay Lightning. They are down 6 spots from last year. They were humiliated last year in the playoffs. I'm overall just not a big fan of the Lightning. I don't like their current logo. Sorry. I don't like their current logo. I don't like a lot of the players they have. Mikhail Sergachev is just no. But yeah, I'm not a big fan of the Lightning. And the fact that everyone overrates Steven Stamkos, he only played 2 minutes in the playoffs, got a goal. Everyone acts like he got 210 points in 16 playoff games. The Lightning swept their way to the Stanley Cup. No, the Islanders easily would have taken them out. But yeah, number 28, the Winnipeg Jets. Nah, I mean, there's nothing really too special about the Atlanta Jets. Nothing really all here to complain about. We're getting into the teams that I'm just kind of meh about, so be prepared. Number 27, the New Jersey Devils. They're down 6 spots. PK Subban. Number 26, Buffalo Sabres. They're down 6 spots as well. The Pagulas. Number 25, the Ottawa Senators, who were up 1 spot from last year. Eugene Melnyk kind of makes this team a lolcow. I like lolcows. You're going to see one of them very shortly. But the Senators, they're not a very great team. Number 24, the Washington Capitals. You're starting to get into the teams that I feel a little bit better about. Alex Ovechkin really saves his team from being bottom 5. I'm really hoping he can beat Gretzky's goal record because Gretzky is nowhere near the greatest player of all time. It's easily Mario Lemieux, and no real question about it. But they also have Tom Wilson, so it kind of caps where they're going to be at until they get rid of Tom Wilson, which should be sooner rather than later. Number 23, the Phoenix Coyotes. They're a fun team. They just can't stay good. They can't afford to keep Taylor Hall, which is more than likely a good thing for this team. So knowing them, they're going to make the conference finals again this year. Taylor Hall doesn't make a championship winning team. I don't know why I'm yawning this much already. I'm going to keep this all in the video because why not? Number 22, the Minnesota Wild. Oh yeah, the Coyotes are down 9 spots. The Wild are up 4 spots. Kind of a bland team, but for some reason I just kind of like them. I don't know why. I can't really pinpoint something specific about the Minnesota Wild. I just kind of like them. Number 21, the Philadelphia Flyers, who are down 4 spots from last year. The Flyers, despite having some dirty players, looking at you, Niskanen, have kind of a talented core. I mean, yeah, they took out the Canadiens this year. I mean, I really can't be mad at them. The Islanders took them out the next round. I don't mind the Flyers. Gritty keeps them from going down any further, I guess, but I can't really be mad at the Flyers, I'll be honest. Number 20 is the Florida Panthers, who are down 1 spot from last year. Florida, who just signed Bobrovsky last season for $10 million per year for, I think, 6-7 years. And now they want to shed $10 million off their cap. They're probably the NHL's most underrated lol cow. Come on, like, it's Florida. It's Florida. It's Florida. It's such an easy target. How can you not want to make fun of these guys? Number 19 is the Los Angeles Kings. They're up 3 spots from last year. The Kings are going to be a scary team in 5 years. When everyone is completely ready, they could be ready to be a dynasty in that time period if they can get everyone to good contracts. But the Kings, as of right now, they're not going to be a great team. I do have to thank them for terminating Ilya Kovalchuk's contract so Montreal could pick him up. So I do thank them for that. But I don't really have that much else to say about them, really. Just thank you, Kings, for Kovalchuk. Number 18, the Anaheim Ducks. They're up 6 spots. The Kings are up 3 spots. I forget if I mentioned that. Anaheim also looks like a team that could be solid if in 3 to 5 years, if they can play their cards right, trade some certain players out and get some decent specs back, use all their picks properly, and acquire some good young talent for the future. They could be looking to be up there with the Kings, and I see them having a bright future. Number 17, the Calgary Flames. They were up 8 spots from where they were last year. The Flames are whatever. The Flames are a little boring. I really like Matthew Tkachuk on their team. They have Milan Lucic, so I can't really be mad at them for that long. But Calgary's one of those teams that I like. I want to see them do well. Goudreau keeps making them choke, though. Number 16, the Columbus Blue Jackets, who are down 1 spot from where they were last year. I really don't know why I have them this high. I don't really care for the Blue Jackets. It's really only John Tortorella. John Tortorella is the only reason I have the team this high up, and they're not in the bottom 20, or the top 20, technically, is what I should say. They're in the latter half of this list, or they're in the latter half of this list. I don't get why. In terms of their players, like, they have Max Domi and Pierre-Luc Dubois. But Tortorella is the reason they're here. It's John Tortorella. Number 15, the Dallas Stars, who are down 6 spots from where they were last year. This isn't really a matter of me disliking the Stars now. It's really just a matter of more teams pushing their way up ahead of the Stars. Love their jerseys. Spoiler alert for tomorrow's video. But I love their jerseys. Some of their players are really, really solid. Love Anton Khudobin. Great goaltender. Really wished he would have gone to free agency and Montreal could have tried to pick him up, but it was arguably kind of a no-brainer when Bishop's going to choke his way out of the playoffs and Khudobin shows himself to be the clear starter. And yeah, they're going to keep him. So Dallas, they're in at number 15. Number 14, we're going to have the Pittsburgh Penguins. They're down 8 spots from where they were last year. I've kind of soured on the Penguins, honestly. Jim Rutherford has made some terrible trades for this team. The Zucker trade, the Galchenyuk trade, the Kapanen trade, which I don't think I even need to get into. He has made this team incredibly worse. Signing, I think, Cody Ceci, I believe it was. I believe he signed Cody Ceci. He got rid of Jack Johnson, at least. They didn't keep Jack Johnson. The Penguins, I mean, they're never going to go into a full-on rebuild until Crosby and Malkin are retired, but they're not going to be good. They're not going to be all that good this year. I don't think personally. Honestly, I'd consider going into a rebuild, honestly. I think I think they need Ty Ratty. They need Ty Ratty or Shane Wright, the Penguins do, and if they want to be good for the future. Number 13, the Detroit Red Wings, who are up 3 spots from last year. I'm starting to like the Red Wings, honestly. Even though they're absolutely terrible, and they're going to be terrible for the next 2 years, they're going to be a fantastic team. They're looking like they have drafted a lot of fantastic players in late rounds. Of course, they got, I believe it was Chris Draper's son. Chris Draper drafted his son to the Red Wings in the 7th round this year. They've got some solid players. They got Mark Spall, who is admittedly probably a top 6er on most teams, but he's going to be top 4 on the Red Wings. I want to see them make the playoffs just to see what happens. Just to see what could happen if the Red Wings are in the playoffs this year. But the Red Wings, they're enjoyable. They're an enjoyable team. Number 12, the St. Louis Blues. They're down 4 spots from where they were last year. Vancouver kind of exposed the Blues, and they're kind of looking like they're going to be a one-hit wonder. Obviously, it's too early to tell because they could end up winning the cup this. They traded Jake Allen and they still couldn't sign Alex Pietrangelo. They kept Justin Falk over Alex Pietrangelo. The Blues are going back to their choking ways. I'm sorry, Blues fans. I'm sorry, Darkness. Number 11 is the Chicago Blackhawks. They're up 2 spots from where they were last year. I still love the Blackhawks name and logo. I don't want them to ever change it. If they do, they're going to fall right out of the top 20 at least, more than likely. It's an original 6 team. It's an absolutely iconic name and logo. I like Patrick Kane. He's a really solid player. Andrew Shaw, the former Montreal Canadian, of course. Thank you, Chicago, for Philip Deneau, Alex Romanoff, and anyone else you might have given us. Thank you, Chicago. I just really like Chicago. Number 11 is the number 10 is the Colorado Avalanche. They're up 8 spots from where they were last year. This, arguably, I think it's the second highest climb along with the Flames, I believe. But the Avalanche, they have a decent team. The Avalanche have a pretty solid team. I think they could end up winning a Stanley Cup in a couple years. Don't really know if they have what it takes to win it in the 2021 season, but we'll find out, obviously. Everyone will find out. Everyone's going to find out who's going to win the Stanley Cup, if we even do have a Stanley Cup champion crown, which, let's be honest, there's going to be a Cup champion crowned. But yeah, the Avalanche, I really like Nazem Kadri. I really like Pavel Francouz. Almost arguably stole the series against Dallas this past year. I believe that was him, but yeah, the Avalanche, they're a decent team. Number 9, down 5 spots. It is the Seattle Kraken. They're trying to pull the Florida Panthers and go with all analytics. Advanced stats are absolutely garbage. You're not going to change my mind either way. They don't work. The Panthers tried to use it. It went absolutely nowhere. The Kraken are likely going to be a bad team if they follow this advanced strats are god strategy, which, no. I'm going to like them. I like the new Seattle team. I love their logo, the Kraken. I love the little, like, right here, the little red eye. The Kraken, the little slither in the S. Looks like a tentacle. I love the little small attention to detail there with the Kraken logo. Even though it's basic, I love it. Number 8, this is going to be a very controversial one, considering my number 1 team that all of you guys should know by now if you've been to the channel before. Number 8 is the Boston Bruins. They're up 2 spots from where they were last year. I love Marchand. Brad Marchand is one of my favorite players in the NHL. Spoiler for a video that I might be working on for this year as well. But I really love Marchand. Of course, Yaroslav Halak, former Montreal Canadian. He's a fantastic goaltender. Could easily be a starter in any given year could easily be a starter this year for 95% of the league. Tuukka Rask, love Tuukka. Zdeno Chara, if he's returning to the Bruins, which I expect at this point since they have announced the season will likely be returning on the 13th of January. I guarantee this video, instead of people paying attention to the teams I'm ranking, they're going to be paying attention to how much I mess up my hair and the goofy looks I give myself. But Chara, arguably my favorite defenseman in the league right now. I think I'd have to really look into the whole NHL and see like who exactly I really, really like. But Boston, I kind of like them. If they're going against Montreal, obviously I'm going for Montreal, but Boston against a good part of the league, I'm like, fuck it. Let's give Boston a win. Number 7, the Vancouver Canucks. They are up 5 spots from where they were last year, and I just realized they took out the Vancouver name from the logo, so it's now just the Orca. But the Vancouver Canucks, they have a fantastic, bright, young future. Quinn Hughes, of course, is a madman on the blue line, much better than Cale Makar. Their offensive core, Brock Besser, Elias Pettersson, not TJ Miller. JT Miller? JT Miller, I think that's, not TJ Miller. TJ Miller's the actor. JT Miller is the hockey player. JT Miller, even though he's not that young, he's still got some good years left in him. I think this is looking like a fantastic trade. That's looking like a fantastic trade for both teams, I would argue. But the Canucks should be a really solid team, I think. Now and for the future. So Vancouver, they're on my good list. Number 6, they drop 1 spot from where they were last year. It's the New York Rangers. I still like the team. They do have Alexis Lafreniere now. They still have Artemi Panarin, Mika Zibanejad, who turned into a superstar this past season for some reason. Ottawa, I'm sure you're regretting that with Derek Brassard. But the New York Rangers, the reason they're down 1 spot is because of their fans. Every time I think of the Rangers, I end up thinking of their fans, and I think of that one game where the Habs faced the Rangers, and I went live after the game. So many Rangers fans. It was the game where I think we were up 4-0, and the Rangers came back to win. I think it was 6-5, if I remember correctly. I think they won 6-5 or 6-4. And so many Rangers fans were coming into the chat just like, oh, Rangers own the Canadiens. Oh, Rangers own the Canadiens. Just being toxic. Not just saying that's being toxic, but like insulting me, insulting the channel. Like they were doing a lot of shit to just make the Rangers look really trashy, which given they're the worst team in New York, understandable. But the Rangers, they're decent. They're not winning a Stanley Cup before the next 5 teams, but they can dream. They can try, Rangers, but Canadians are getting a cup before the Rangers, just to watch. Number 5, the Vegas Golden Knights. They are down 3 spots from where they were last year, so I believe, they were my second favorite team last year, but now they are down 3 spots to number 5. I've kind of soured on the Knights this past year. I mean, I'm realizing now that some of their asset management has not been the greatest, trading Tatar and Suzuki for Pacioretty along with a second, trading a second as well to make that trade happen. I'm realizing now it probably wasn't the best move for them to make. Trading out a lot of their prospects to get good now when they were going to be good for the future, probably wasn't the best thing to do. Of course, I still do prefer them massively over the San Jose Sharks. I will always have a soft spot for Vegas, no matter how good or how bad they end up being in the future. Mostly because I did cheer for them when they went to that cup run, and I even said before their inaugural season, what if this team somehow makes the playoffs and wins the Stanley Cup? And then they made the Cup Finals, which was absolutely nuts. I'll always remember that. That's always gonna have a soft spot in my heart. But the Vegas Golden Knights, I'm a big fan of them. Number 4 is the Carolina Hurricanes. They're up 4 spots from where they were last year on the top 32 favorite NHL teams or whatever I named it. The Hurricanes, they're a really exciting young team to watch on the ice. Big underdogs. Really, really hoping the Hartford Whalers end up going far sometime in the future, unless it means facing the Canadiens, which in that case they can piss right off. Thank you very much, Carolina. Even though Rod Brind'Amour probably is going to try and target Kotkaniemi or someone when their ELC is up and they're an RFA, we have the cap to afford it. We really don't care if Rod Brind'Amour comes after one of our players. We're going to sign them. And if anything, he should be thanking us that we didn't try and get Aho for $10 million per and instead gave him a massive discount. So you're welcome, Carolina. Trade us Smeshnikov now. Number 3, making easily the biggest jump from where they were last year to this year is the New York Islanders. They were up 28 spots. They went from being my second least favorite team to my third favorite team in the NHL right now. Honestly, it's a lot of different reasons. I think it's the mix of me actually watching some Islanders games and realizing, like, oh shit, yeah, this team is really, really good. The mix of also Barry Trotz coming in to coach this team, them not having John Tavares really helps. I don't like John Tavares. But I really like their style of play. The defensive structure that they have because of Barry Trotz really, really works well, even if it does mean Matt Barzal, instead of scoring 120 points somewhere else, is only scoring 60 to 80 points. I think they're happy as long as they're good. Of course, massive shout out to Isles Girl 3. She really got me into liking the Islanders and watching their games. I was watching a lot of their playoff run this past year when they went to the conference finals out of nowhere. From when they beat the Panthers to Mike Matheson, dirty. I think I forget who he hit in a very dirty way. I forget who it was. I think it was Barzal. To watching them beat the shit out of the Capitals with Tom Wilson. I think it was hitting Jean-Gabriel Pageau. To seeing them in the Tampa Bay series, where Mikhail Sergachev hit someone from behind. I'm missing a series. Oh, the Flyers, where they were up 3-1 in the series and ended up winning in 7 in very shocking fashion. Almost blew the 3-1 lead, but thankfully they didn't, because it's the Islanders. They don't do 3-1 blowing. They don't blow 3-1 leads. Technically, they'll blow the lead, but they'll recover. You know what I mean. Got some great players on the team. Of course, Matt Barzal. Anders Lee is kind of underrated, I think. I really like Anders Lee. Jean-Gabriel Pageau, even though it cost the first, second, and third, it seems pretty worth it. He seems like a really solid player. And, of course, worship the boy Chuck. Coming in at number 2, my second favorite team in the NHL, jumping up one spot from where they were last year, my second favorite team in the NHL, the Toronto Maple Leafs. My best friend is a Leafs fan. I know a lot of Leafs fans. They're not as delusional as people seem to think. People give Leafs fans a bad rap, and I don't understand why. If anything, shift all of that towards the Predators, Flyers, and Rangers. Thank you very much, NHL fans. I really like the current team they have. Obviously, Marner, Matthews, and Nylander are the future for this team, along with young Nick Robertson. Damn you, Toronto, for scouting him more than the Canadiens did in the second round. No, but seriously, love the current team they have, the upgrades they made, getting Bogo for Norris, getting Jumbo Joe Thornton. Finally, as a Toronto Maple Leafs, sadly, Patrick Marleau is not with them to reunite those two. And they also added Wayne Simmons, who was in the running with the Canadiens. Glad he went to the Leafs, though. I think he does work better in the Leafs uniform than a Canadiens jersey. Last time we had a guy like Simmons was Devontae Smith-Pelly, and he didn't really work in Montreal. He didn't really work anywhere he's been. I don't know how he still has a job in the NHL, Devontae Smith-Pelly. If anything, I feel like Devontae would work better as like a gaming YouTuber. He could be named DSP Gaming. If anyone knows what I'm referencing right now, you guys are legit. You guys are legit. No, but seriously, I think the Leafs, they honestly have a good chance at winning the Stanley Cup in a couple of years. But yeah, the Leafs, my second favorite team. And anyone who's been watching me for any little bit of time that has seen any of my hockey content, you will know, and by process of elimination here, that there's only one team left, and that is my favorite NHL team by far. Like, if I was ranking them, it's maybe like say from the top 5, say Vegas, Carolina, Islanders, Leafs, and then you drop it all the way to the floor. And then you got this team all the way up at the ceiling, which I'm not going to reach because I have to stand up. But number 1, ladies and gentlemen, is the Montreal Canadiens. The Montreal Canadiens, they're number 1 for a reason. They're number 1 for many reasons, actually. I grew up, when I started watching hockey, it was watching the Canadiens. Because I live in Quebec, somewhere in Quebec, I'm not saying exactly where, it was obviously Montreal games that they would show all the time when they were playing. It was the 15-16 season I really started to get into them. That was the year we won 9 games in a row. Carey Price decided to get injured, and we were terrible the rest of the year because our game plan just relied on Carey Price. Then the next year we rebounded 16-17, got Alex Radulov, got fantastic got fantastic overall. Faced the Rangers, where for some reason the King decided to just turn into a brick wall, and the Canadiens were out in 6 that year. I've said all this before. If you guys want to watch my video just last year, I made the first video. It was like growing up a hockey fan or how I became a hockey fan. It's the first video, I believe, from 25 Days of Harry last year, so I'm not going to reiterate everything I've already said in that video. But I've grown up for the last 5 years as a Canadiens fan, as a hockey fan, because of the Montreal Canadiens. I love the improvements they made over the offseason to the Montreal Canadiens. I absolutely love what this team has turned into, getting to Foley, Edmondson, Jake Allen for likely a year as the backup to Carey Price. And I absolutely love it because if there's going to be a ton of back-to-backs, it's perfect. You have Price and Allen who can easily play a game each in those back-to-back scenarios. And, I think Mark Bergevin's a big-brain GM. He's, I would argue, one of the best GMs in the NHL. He's fantastic. We have a fantastic drafting. We have a fantastic scouting list. We've been able to pick up some second, third, even fourth round gems. Of course, that Jan Mysak guy was kind of a no-brainer. When we took Luke Tuck this year, I was like, no, don't pass on Jan Mysak. And then we took Mysak, so we have Tuck Mysak. We have Touch Mysak, which is beautiful. The Canadiens knew what they were doing when they did that. I love that they're memeing. The Canadiens are a really solid team. They could honestly look to win a cup in 3 to 5 years once everyone's fully developed. And notice they don't even have every one of their prospects up yet. They still need to wait for Jan Mysak, see if Jaden Struble can be good. Gianni Fearbrother, maybe even. Cole Caulfield, we're waiting for him to come up next year. Alex Romanoff is just debuting in his first year. Suzuki's not even reached his full potential. Cook and Niemi. We are going to be a phenomenal young team in the future, and I think we could be up there with the Kings, arguably the Rangers, and probably the Leafs as like the top of the NHL, and the Ottawa Senators as well. The Montreal Canadiens, absolutely love this team. They're a fantastic team for the future. They're going to be good now, I think. I think we could definitely, not necessarily run away with the Canadian division this year, but I think we could definitely be good. Maybe a second, third seed in the Canadian division, because it's going to be the Leafs, Canadiens, and more than likely the Canucks that are like really dominating the Oilers and Senators throughout the year, every week. So yeah, that is going to do it, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. My name is Harry. Subscribe to the Puff Club, subscribe to the HT Club, subscribe to the Sub Hub, subscribe to the Mod Squad. Do not subscribe to the Mod Squad. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite. This was not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitter, and anything else. My name is Harry. I forgot to do that first. If you're a member of the Mod Squad, thank you very much for moderating the comments in the streams or the channel videos whenever I have mods in there. It's appreciated. Mod, videos, good things, yes. Links in the description are my Twitter, my Twitch. My Twitter, I use it occasionally, not all that much really. My Twitch, I don't use it all right now. I'm thinking maybe I'll try and play some Chell or some WWE, maybe some God of War 3. If you guys watch the video game collection, then you would know what PS4 games I have. I might try and stream on Twitch with my PS4. Who really knows? Maybe somehow it'll end up working better than it does on YouTube on Twitch. If it does, then in that case, I won't mind Twitch all that much because I know their servers are apparently really good for streaming. But that's besides the point. I'm just rambling now. Also in the description is my speedrunning, my PayPal, my Amazon wishlist, and my P.O. Box. If you guys want to send any donations my way, I keep forgetting to not call them donations anymore because of a certain thing. But if you do send anything if you do decide to PayPal me, you will get your name on the big ass donor border donations. That's right, and you will get it. The big ass donor border donations will be in the background of the next video and the next stream. The reason I do that is because the stream quality looks terrible, so I do it in the back of the next 25 Days of Harry video, just to be fair. Yeah. What else is there? Oh yeah, I also have my Amazon wishlist in the P.O. Box. If you want to send anything my way, it's greatly appreciated. Not always asked for at all. Not asked for at all, but it is down there if you want to. Anything I get in the month of December will be held onto on my desk until Christmas Day, where I'll be doing a special Christmas Day live stream. whether I have stuff to open or not, which is more than likely not. But whether I do have anything to open or not, I will do a Christmas Day live stream, maybe half an hour to an hour, just something fun to come up here and talk with everybody on the best day of the year, second best day of the year, of course. No, the best day of the year, personally. So yeah, I will be doing that. Any other month, you more than likely get a video of me unboxing whatever it is. If anyone sends me anything, it's greatly appreciated. I also have my speedrunning account. Once I get a PS2 controller that works on my computer, I want to start speedrunning again. The final thing in my description is my letterbox. It's where I rate and review movies. Very rarely I actually review them. Most of the time I just rate them. Yeah, if you want to check it out, you can check that out. Or unless you'd rather check out the video I made for Christmas Day last year, which may or may not be my top 100 favorite movies of all time in 2019. Or if you want to wait till the end of the year, this year for Christmas Day, you can check out the top 100 favorite movies of all time of 2020. Yeah, guys. You can also check it out if you want to know what movies I hate. I probably will do a video on that in the future. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. My name is Harry Rice. I love every single one of you guys. Again, my name is Harry Rice, and I am out. I feel like I'm forgetting something, but I forget. Check out the description. My Discord as well. My Discord, I forgot about that as well. And I am out. I send notifications on the Discord whenever I go live or whenever I post a stream. Peace.